Are you seeing these parts of the opposition in Washington, D.C.? Because I think it is worth seeing the occupational forces, but also the people pushing back in the streets and the folks that know what they're doing and the people that are really working to liberate the city. Check this out.
We out here because they think they can take over our city. They call this a fascist takeover, but whose streets do these look like? Whose streets look like? They look like our mother streets. The police, the police, the police, the police, guys.
We keep us safe. Say it loud and say it clear. Say it loud and say it clear. Donald Trump ain't welcome here. Donald Trump ain't welcome here. Say it loud and say it clear. Say it loud and say it clear. Donald Trump ain't welcome here. Donald Trump ain't welcome here. Tell them what they need to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. Racist pigs ain't welcome here. Racist pigs ain't welcome here.
It's the stuff we feel like we saw in, like, civil rights eras and when hippies were jumping out in the streets and protesting wars. And we always like, oh man, look at it. Look at the inspiration and the fire that Americans had. We still have it. They just don't want to show it to you. They don't want you to know that you can be a part of doing something for real. We outnumber them. People are in the streets. They've been in the streets since before this guy got into office. They've been doing community activist work before he took over their city. They're now ready to go. Matter of fact, all these multiple agencies are running around the streets arresting anybody that, they deem a criminal. And again, the folks are coming out and it's a diverse group. So, it's not just those scary minorities that they keep telling you they're going after.
Out here feeding the community, giving them information about how to know their rights when additional cops come, harass and terrorize our fucking community.
Every single one of you is terrorists.
Detaining homeless individuals, our neighbors, looking ugly as doing it.
Why don't you take your ass back up?
Want to go fucking lie, that's so motherfucking. This is Ward 7. This is on Minnesota Ave. We were just trying to feed our community. Why are there people with guns this size in our neighborhood? That's what I want to know. Like, screenshot it. I can't even.
Don't play the camera back. He wasn't in the car.
I don't know why you need phone because you've got your fun buddy camera. I thought you were actually very, very good at being good at your job because your camera's already on. Why do you need to take camera on your phone?
Run me through. I got nothing to hide. He was just over there with us. Y'all are the ones that got something to hide. Give a girl, you not from here.
Okay, so people in the gas station who are looking, you're gonna film them? They can't look, they can't watch. Are you kidding me?
They're there. You just have to go find the things that they're putting up. And that first woman that started the whole thing off at the beginning, I'm going to give some of the names that are part of this organization. And it's more than just being in the streets and pushing back and recording and trying to intimidate back and show them that these folks who live here don't want you here to terrorize them. Frankie Centric was that first woman at the beginning of those protests that was talking about how they're walking through the streets. And Chuck Modi is doing a lot of the recording of these moments. As I said, it's a diverse group of folks. So in case you think those other folks are scared, there's young folks like this guy here who's telling his story of simply doing what so many people get arrested for, recording these secret military and Trump's personal police snatching people off the streets.
You've been out here watching the police, making sure they don't do more fascist things. What has been the result? We were just having conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm 19 years old. I am a student, and there's no reason for this, but I was at a restaurant with my mom in Logan Circle yesterday. There was an unmarked DHS car. I know they're DHS because I know what the car looks like, and they were right outside the restaurant. I left my house to go to work this morning. There's an unmarked car outside of there. I left work to go home. There's an unmarked car outside. Went to go to the walk to the metro. There's an unmarked car following me down the street. They're targeting and systematically trying to intimidate journalists and folks who are trying to document what's going on. I'm out there every day. I recognize these agents, and they recognize me, and they're trying to intimidate me. It's not going to stop. We're going to keep fighting fascism. As long as I'm on these streets and not in handcuffs, which I hope doesn't happen, I will be doing the exact same thing, and I'm not going to stop.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Absolutely. Our liberations are interconnected. The liberation of Palestine, the liberation of minorities and working people, the liberation of our immigrant communities. They're all together. We all have to join in this fight, and it is so important that we continue to do that. DC is strong, and we're going to get through this together.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's an occupying force. I know I say it all the time, but I feel like enough people don't really realize it. We're in that moment. Like, this is like one of those things when you go, it's time, bro, or they're going to just do it. Remember when Jeanine Pirro was talking about how they want to go after younger and younger people, the young radicals. That's why they would show those smash and grab videos from 3 years ago on Fox News as they're talking about how we have to lower the age for the people that we can throw into jail and try as criminals. Jeanine Pirro, remember this?
We have got to lower the age of criminal responsibility in Washington, D.C. The gangs and the crews are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. I can't touch them. Ainsley, if someone shoots someone with a gun and they're 17 years old and that person does not die, I can't prosecute them. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest, intent to kill. I convict him. And you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college. We need to go after the DC Council and their absurd laws. We need to get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens.
The people who matter. That's differentiating between many Americans that she doesn't think matter. And again, that's based off of their random crime stats that they don't even keep. There's black holes behind the arrests that they keep saying that they're making. There's no more records of this. They're taking people off the streets and it's turning into whoever it is that they just don't like. They're saying it right in front of us. Can you think about this? The number one DC prosecutor just said, I want to go after 14, 15, 16-year-olds. She said she wants the teenagers. She wants to go after them. And by the way, remember that whole thing about how, she wants to go after these folks and punish them with these illegal guns. There was a reporter that asked her about them stripping funding that's gun preventative measures.
You said it's guns on the street that's causing this problem. Are you concerned that the DOJ's funding cuts to gun violence prevention programs undermine the effort?
We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
But what about the gun aspect of the gun violence?
So that more guns will be on the streets. What is she doing to stop the crime? She wants more of the crime. We just saw her say that when there's zero crime is when we'll finally stop occupying this city. Therefore, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that there's more crime. Do you guys want to hear it? They asked her what she wants to do about stopping crime.
You just walked through the changes you'd like to see from the punitive aspects. What about preventative? Do you or the president plan to do anything to address the root causes of crime in D.C., such as truancy?
My job is to try to heal the victims and prosecute the criminal. Everybody else can deal with rehabilitating the individual. I honestly am not concerned about why they commit crimes. My concern is if they commit crimes.
She's unconcerned with it. I'm going to play it every time that there's this mindset that they're going after crime. Her brain malfunctioned for a second. She was asked, what are you doing to prevent? And she had never considered that word prevent. She went, prevent. No, we need crime, or we need the perception of overwhelming crime. So Stephen Miller's sorry ass can go on TV and say, we have to stop this. We need that. Or else, what is our secret army going to do? Who are we going to scare you with?